In downtown Denver resides the 19th Century Museum, the former home of a woman now known as the Unsinkable Molly Brown. Built in 1889 for $30,000, which is equivalent to over $1 million today, it barely survived urban renewal of the 1970s. Now it stands as a lovely example of 19th century architecture furnishing in the lifestyle of the rich. Although it is the home of Margaret Brown, and more about her later, she traveled so much that she often rented out the house. In 1902, she rented it to the governor of Colorado, and in 1926, when she settled in New York, she turned the home into a boarding house. For many years, it was a home for gay men, with as many as 10 at one time. It was restored and turned into a museum in 1971. What makes this museum special is its commemoration of the life of Margaret Brown. Born to a poor family and marrying poor, the situation changed dramatically when her husband's prospecting turned successful in 1893 with the discovery of the largest gold deposit ever before found in Colorado. Suddenly, they were incredibly rich, and Margaret Brown became a world traveler and philanthropist.
Okay, so this one is Margaret, and this is her son Lawrence, who went by Lori, and then Margaret's sister Helen Tobin.
To become part of society, Margaret hired tutors to learn to speak and dress and write properly, and entertained with lavish parties. She became active in the women's suffrage movement, which became successful in 1893, with Colorado being the second state in the nation to grant women the right to vote. With the turn of the century, the couple began traveling extensively, including a world tour, returning with souvenirs from India and China. In April 1912, Margaret boarded the Titanic for its maiden voyage back to New York. On April 14th, the ship struck a large iceberg and sank. Margaret escaped on a rowboat. This event turned out to be the most recognizable event of her life. After rescue, she devoted her next several years to creating charitable organizations and funding recovery efforts for survivors, both passengers and crew. These efforts earned her the nickname of the Unsinkable Molly Brown. She continued to promote women's rights, campaigning to be elected to the U.S. Senate on a platform of women's suffrage. The First World War ended her campaign, as she devoted her time to many other philanthropic charities. In 1932, Margaret Brown was awarded the French Legion of Honor for her work benefiting blinded soldiers. She died in 1932 at the age of 65 and was buried on Long Island, New York.